everybody, this is Shawn Powell. I'm gonna do a video today. It's gonna be for Exitus Elite, but y'all, what I'm actually gonna be telling y'all is gonna be something you can put with any business. It doesn't really matter which business you're doing. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna title this. It might be Exitus Elite. It's gonna be some training, some tips and stuff like. It's gonna be how to be a leader, maybe Exitus Elite leadership or something. How to be a leader, something along those lines. But what I'm gonna show y'all is I've taken this morning and did a couple of posts that I really felt like that some of my downline and people around me needed to hear. And often when I do that, I give people the answers. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go through the posts I'm showing. Not only am I going to show you how to get more engagement with your people, I'm also going to show you, what my posts look like, things of that nature. Now, I actually just made this page right here. This is going to be a sales page for me for Exitus Elite. Anybody that's in my downline that would like to use this, you're more welcome to come through here. If you go through, especially at the $1,000 level, I'm going to, give it to you. So this is something I got right here. It's got access to my YouTube channel right here, and Exitus Elite Power Lead Systems. If you wanted to use Power Lead Systems to go through it, that's pretty decent. I have testimonials right here. Genesis package right here, but it's mainly about me showing and explaining in my own words. Because the one thing I do think that Exitus Elite is missing when you go to the default page is the fact that there is nobody really word for word explaining. It's not a video or something like that. So I really think so. I made a short, less than 20-minute video explaining everything, showing proof of income without showing proof of income. The reason why I say that is because down here, usually I would have my own proof of income and my downline stuff like that. So instead, I've made a little testimonials page right here where they could click and go to a whole page of testimonials from all sorts of different people. The Genesis package right here, so you can take a look at it, and it just put me down here as well. The reason why I took out the proof of income is because of the fact that that's a guideline that they're telling you that. So I've got to follow those guidelines just like everybody else, and so that's where I'm at. But it's all right, pretty. I like it. I think it flows pretty good. I'm gonna do little changes to it. It's good enough that I can start getting out to people. And like anytime when you get excited and you get your business rolling, sometimes you'll make a video that's really good, and you just pop it into place of this one, and I try it and see what happens. Learn from it. Good or bad doesn't matter. You learn either way. And if things are bad, you can go back to the other video. You can always move forward that way. It's a common sense things. And I'm going to be talking about a lot of common sense stuff. Here's another sales funnel I created. Pretty much the same thing. I just used a different background, something like so. I will have availability for both. If somebody prefer to have one background or the other or something like that, I could do that for you. Okay. Let me go down here. This is going to be my Facebook page itself. My profile, account. I apologize. And these are the last few posts I've created, and I'm going to explain to you what my daily things would look like when I'm posting and things of that nature, and just give you some idea of how to draw engagement, into your posts and things of that nature. Let's see here. I'm going to start right here. The reason I'm going to click this one is this is pretty much given directions as to what how to do a business, so give you some idea. This is going to help a lot of you in the online business. Okay, this is real important. These are things that I followed, routines that I kept with when I was succeeding at ridiculous rates, and I didn't have to. It didn't take a whole lot. Once I got the ball rolling, then I'll just follow these little guidelines. So this is going to be guidelines itself. Okay, post 5 things every day on your timeline and in the Facebook group of the businesses you do. Okay. Now, this is real important. Proof, progress, welcome, congratulate, and uplift. Now, proof, progress, welcome, congratulate, and uplift. A lot of times when you are doing one, it kind of does the other. You can congratulate somebody and stuff like that, but you're showing that this person came into business, you made money, blah, 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 things of that nature. Uplifting, y'all, to me, could be really something really simple. I will show you this. This is a folder that I created, motivational images. And if you notice, there's there's a bunch of them. Some of these are from older businesses, things of that nature, things I had written, things that popped in my mind. This is a nice one right here, goes down pretty far. I would suggest if you find somebody that posted something like stop acting like you live twice, save it, y'all. Get you a little motivational image folder, put it up here. And sometimes you don't always have to come up with something great every day or something like that. But if you have a list, you've been doing this for a while, you have a list or a folder with all these things in here, things start to become easier. You can pull this one out. And when I'm typing something, I have something I wanted to say, I can use that with it. It really helps bring attention to what I'm writing about and things of that nature. Um, so I do use that as well. I use Canva. It's free. It's not. I mean, it's only one of many places and things. I use stuff on my phone. I got an S8 phone. Even my old S3 phone. It doesn't matter how old your phone is. It should do fine with the apps and stuff like that. And I'm gonna give you some examples of some of that as well. Most of the time, y'all, I use templates. Um, from like right here, I have this is a workhorse image scene right here, right? And I talk about how important it is to apply action on workhorses and being a workhorse, things of that nature. And I use this for all sorts of things. I'll be the first to tell you. Welcome to Power Lead Systems. Great, Scott. Doc, you mean to tell me that you turned a DeLorean into a PLS sales funnel? Who are you going to call Power Lead Systems? This to me, it matches my personality. And when I welcome somebody into the group, I can add something like that to it or whatever. This is back when I was in Bitcoin, stuff like that. Stop, collaborate, and listen. Welcome to Power Lead Systems, things like that. So it's just me having fun, using my own personality or whatever. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll come down here and I'll just literally click copy one and then create it. Earlier, the one I made for one of my posts, it was real leadership comes from busting your ass in the trenches. And then I put action takers down here in case anybody ever uses it or whatever. I do have, it shows a little bit where it comes from. And action takers is the name of my Facebook group, my own personal Facebook group. So if you see how simple this is, y'all, even for something like this, all I had to do is go to background. I put a black background up here. I would look up the word trenches online. I found a picture that I liked, and then I would actually upload it here. It doesn't cost anything for Canva, y'all, to use your own pages and pictures and stuff like that. Put it over here, and then once I click it, I would go to here and I would adjust the transparency so it can make it look a little bit darker. So if I got a lot of bright colors, then I can add what I want to put text up here, and it's got a nice feel to it. You see what I'm saying? I do that quite a bit a lot of times, as opposed to just clicking, writing something. I could have wrote this on Facebook, and that would have been it with the default images. But this really kind of brings more depth into what I'm saying. So, plus, what can I do, y'all? Once I'm done with this, I can download this to my folder of motivation, and there you go. I've got a brand new one. It only took 2 seconds to put together. So, little tricks like this, y'all, I've learned by applying action. A lot of this stuff right here, man, there are so many different ways you can put text up here, the fonts and all sorts of stuff. Canva is not the only place to go to, but it does work. It does the trick a lot of times for what I wanted it to do. Okay. So when I'm posting things where I have proof, progress, welcome, congratulate, and uplift, I just showed you an example of somebody where I just welcome people, and that came from Canva. Using my own personality and stuff like that. I wouldn't use the same picture over and over and over and over and over again. I do think that maybe you should try to change things up, put different ones and stuff like that. And that's always worked for me personally. Um, let me see here. I think it actually got a folder. Let me see here. Welcome. Here you go. Look at this. I actually had made so many of them. I mean, there's a bunch, y'all. Here's some of the Pirates of the Caribbean, different ones up here. Here's a welcome train. I did, let's see, Gremlins. I did, oh man, I got so many up here. Some Rocky, the Munsters, things like that. The Three Stooges, things like this, y'all. It was just nice. All I had to do was just whip one out, throw it up there. Here's one from MacGyver. Here's one from Beetlejuice. Things of that nature, y'all. And all this came from Canva. All I had to do is after I made, one that I liked, I could just copy it, paste, put up there, put another image in it, and make it look good, and I was done. And I got so many people who reacted and liked what I was doing and showing my personality when I was welcoming people into the Facebook group for that business. And y'all, a little bit of this is people are watching you. So let's say somebody's not in your business now, right? But they love the business that we're both doing. And they're in there all the time and they're watching you and they see you being a beast, stuff like in your posts and stuff like this. What do you think is going to happen when you go to your next business, y'all? These people around you will be looking at you. You see what I'm saying? Because they want to be part of that. They really do. So you kind of create a little bit that way as well. Plus, you're teaching other people what to do along the way. There's so many benefits from just applying action, y'all, to be perfectly honest. Don't want to take a lot of time on this, but this is a big part of it, y'all. How you prove progress, welcome, congratulate, and uplift. And listen, here's another thing too. Once I do this, y'all, I will post it into my Facebook group. I may post it into another business group. I may post it into another. I posted, a couple of these comments over here in 3 different groups, and I didn't have to write something different. I used the same one because it'll work. There's nothing wrong with putting on my timeline what I would put in my Facebook group in the same post. Only thing that I would suggest is when you're doing a Facebook group, y'all, of any sorts, don't put anything that has links in there. Don't say contact me or anything like that. This is for uplifting people. You've applied action, you've busted your butt, you've learned some things, whatever way you've learned things, and you're trying to give people value. You hear people always say value, right? Well, this is my way of giving value, to be honest. So just to let you know, that's what works for me. Okay, get out to the people, whichever way you have chosen to do so. Don't be afraid to show people you believe in your business. Get comfortable getting out, getting seen and heard. Don't be sheepish. Some people, y'all, they're in the Facebook group, but they're kind of like hidden in the corner, like this kind of thing, and stuff like that, y'all. Um, and I know how that feels, y'all, to be sheepish. One of the things that I had to teach myself when I got into online business was I made this, and I'm telling you the truth. I had to make a separate Facebook account because only people I knew was family and friends, and to me that was going to be a little bit of a hang up. And I was so new to Facebook, I didn't do Facebook. I was a 40-year-old male working 65 hours a week in a restaurant. Why in the world would I be, my idea of Facebook, y'all, to be perfectly honest, was me and my little boy when he was small, taking a vacation to Myrtle Beach. And when I came home, I'd upload the pictures and videos I had to Facebook, not to share, but so I would have it as a backup. That was it. So when I started and I saw these groups and posts and stuff, I didn't know that open and closed groups would do this and this. I just didn't want to be learning what to do in the front and the face of all the people. And I got that. So that was my first thoughts. And that's, I think, was what a lot of people have, right? So my hang up was going to keep me from applying action and learning to use Facebook and growing. That was really it. So what I did is I made a second Facebook account, which is this one, and I went crazy in it, y'all. I got to the point, and really soon after, y'all, I got to the point where I didn't care what anybody thought, to be honest. I would try things, see if it worked. If it didn't work, it didn't matter. I learned from it either way. I knew I wasn't going to quit. And something else I learned, y'all, people were inspired by me applying action. You see what I'm saying? So even though I became really good at Facebook, I really did. Group posting I was a beast, 60 to 100 plus leads a day average, y'all. Using my phone to post in these groups, and things of that nature. So I learned to make it work for me my way. But if it wasn't for this Facebook account right here, you know, I I wouldn't have known how to do Facebook at all, to be honest, what I'm trying to say. I would shut off for a year that I didn't even go to my family and friends Facebook because I've never been into Facebook. So for me, it would blow their mind if my family and friends knew that I got free from a job using Facebook when I didn't even get on Facebook. You see what I'm saying? But to me, I felt like you had to look outside the box a little bit. And some of y'all, you're going to be in a point, Lance, where, the only thing I really knew from day one was there was no there was no ceiling to what I could do in online business. And secondly, I was so excited. I had something in my stomach, y'all, that just it wouldn't let me quit. And I needed to get it out there. I needed to apply action. And Facebook to me made common sense because you're talking about 1 billion people. That is a ocean of people, y'all. And if I find something I believe in and I can just show people and they can hear it and see me and I can interact with people, I don't see how that could ever be a failure, right? So instead of what a lot of leaders are teaching now, your timeline, things of that nature, I was teaching myself how to hang around people who weren't in my business, which were those work at home, work from home opportunity groups and stuff like that. And though it's such a dark cloud for leaders to teach you this, things of that nature, and it doesn't matter. You pick whatever way you want to get out to people, y'all. That's really the most important thing. I did learn that it worked for me. And at a time where people were saying it couldn't work, I was number one on the leaderboard, literally doubling second place. Who were often at times, or some of the time, some of the businesses were the owners of the business itself, and I wasn't spending the money, any money at all. I was laying on the couch with my old S3 phone, copy and paste, trying things, making little ads and things like that while I was watching YouTube. And my little boy, was at school. I'd go get him. We'd spend the rest of the day together. It wasn't hard, y'all, and I really enjoyed it. Things of that nature. Um, let's see, get out to the people, whichever way you choose. The reason I'm telling you, don't do just Facebook. You do what's most comfortable for you. I will say this: no matter if it's Facebook, if it's solo ads, if it's YouTube, if it's whatever new fandangled way, whatever it is, y'all, that you decide to get out to people with, that's fun. But you still got to have a place that people can call home. That's usually going to be your timeline. So I consider my timeline on Facebook as to not posting and getting out to people in the Facebook groups of work from home, work at home opportunities, things of that nature. So I really did consider two different things: how I got out to get people, and then posting on my timeline. And then what I did was I connected those together by having a follow-up email. So when the people come through, I would tell them, look, y'all, at minimum, go ahead and friend me on Facebook, y'all. And, I'll welcome you into the Facebook group, get you a chance to see these people who are really excited, making a lot of money about the business. I used that. And when they came to my timeline, if I followed the guidelines of 5 things every day of proof, progress, welcome, congratulate, and uplift, and then when I'm in the Facebook group, y'all, of wherever that business is, then they would get a chance to see, me interacting with other people and stuff of that nature. And that's all I needed. Only 5 posts a day. And so a lot of times the content that I got would be from me having a message with someone, and then I write something good, and I was like, you know what? People would like to see that, right? Wouldn't they like to hear that too? So all I would do is I would add one of those motivational pictures I had done, or make one up if I needed to, if some thought was in my mind, and then just copy and paste and put it there. So by giving people answers, by being around people who are asking questions, and you are someone that applies action. Now, you've got to be someone that applies the action, right? You may not know much, but you know what you know now, and you'll learn more later for sure. It makes you have content. And right now, if I was to say, what am I going to post on? I know so many things that nothing comes to mind. I know that sounds crazy at times, but if I find someone who's having a problem and I know the answer, then I can say, well, that's simple, y'all. All you got to do is blah, 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 blah. And then I'm like, you know what? That's great content. And I would come over here and post it. It's not hard, y'all. When you apply action, your heart's in the right place, your mind's in the right place, and you'll want to get it out and show people. And that's how leadership comes from, y'all. Okay? So I'm going to move a whole lot quicker from here. I don't want this to be really, really long, but I do want y'all to get, I'm giving y'all some really good answers right here. Stay consistent for all the right reasons. You influence others to do the things this way. You stay in people's minds and are known to them as a workhorse. Again, I used the term workhorse. I could have easily used that post a minute ago, right? People take notice when you are consistent. Every part of it is a win. Okay, in the Facebook world, y'all, what I learned was if anybody had commented, doesn't matter what, and or put a like, I would make a comment and then tell them thank you for the like, something like that as well. Any interaction brought my post back to the top. Secondly, if I friended them, which I friended everybody because I wanted to get as many people as I could for my business account, right, Facebook account. So when I friended them and we had that group in common, whatever that work from home business group was, right? Next time I post, they will get a notification. When now Facebook has made it that when they go in there, they will see my post at the top. See what I'm saying? So there's so many ways that being consistent is going to stay in their mind. Not one person, but maybe 100 people for that one group, because I friended that and did that with these people. That's what our connection is now, right? Now, most of the time, people don't get in your business because I friended them, or or made a comment about like and then friended them, right? And they didn't come in. They are probably in their own business, right? That's great, y'all. But how many times have you seen something happen to their business? They might love their business now, but later on, a month from now, and here I am just hammering away. I'm being a freaking workhorse, right? Just I'm managing my Facebook account. If that's the way I decide to get out to people, I'm sorry, manage getting into the Facebook group, and then I've got my timeline doing what I'm just showing you right here. I become the person that they want as a sponsor. I have the business that I believe in, because you can't do this if you don't believe in it. It's real important, y'all. Find businesses you believe in and then just be consistent. And these people are going to see that. I had a lot of people, y'all, that when I reached money at, like, when I started showing proof and progress of me I made $10,000. Man, I had so many people that were jumping in left and right because they're watching you and you don't even know it. Consistency has so much to do. It's the glue that brings all of it together. And without the consistency, you're going to lose that. That's why YouTube channels. I've seen guys, my little boy and me, we love a guy called the Game and Lemon, right? My little boy is big into video games. This guy here is 15, 16, 17 years old, had editing skills that are ridiculous. He's honestly one of our favorite places to go to in YouTube, right? He's got 3.8 million subscribers right now. He has not made barely any content at all like other people. Now, I grant you, we love him and everybody does, but everybody gives him a hard time because he don't make enough content. This kid here is still going to school. I couldn't believe how young he was because you never saw him. You'd always hear him and his editing skills, and he has an accent. And everybody, he's ridiculously funny and talented, man. He's just incredible. Everybody loves Brad Lemon, the Game and Lemon, right? But I've watched where he wouldn't make a video for 6 months. And it's really because his life, he's so young that, he's trying to go through school. He's paying his way down. He's in college, if I'm not mistaken. Now he might be old enough to be in college now. I think he might be 18, 19 years old now. But, to be perfectly honest, and I have thought about this, he'll never make as much money probably as he does in the YouTube world. And the last million and 1.8 million has come from his old videos for the most part, where they were so popular and new people have just kept rolling in, and stuff like that. But his consistency, y'all, if he would have been consistent the entire time, I just can't imagine, and how important that would have been, or where he would be now. Instead of 3.8 million subscribers, he'd probably be 10 million subscribers. I wouldn't be past that by any means. And everyone he puts out, y'all, I look forward to him. Consistency, though, and I understand why he can't do it, because he's literally a kid still making ridiculous income, but that's not, he's doing what he needs to do for his life. But at the same time, he always made videos because that's what he enjoyed doing. He did it for himself, right? And I give a lot of respect for that, because every once in a while, he'll get up there and tell people, because so many people give him a hard time for not being consistent, things of that nature. But if you really want to grow a YouTube channel, consistency is where it comes from. And you get used to it and you get comfortable because you're applying action, but you learn answers. And y'all, I know it's hard to believe. I've done over 1,000 videos for YouTube, and I did them in 3 years. And I'm thinking to myself, mathematically, how did I do that? You see what I'm saying? How did I do that? Putting out that kind of content so much, and it didn't feel that way, because some days I didn't do them at all. I had many days. In the last year, I just about taken a long vacation, but when you've got and you're trying to build your channel, y'all, and you just keep putting out content, things like that, you learn to get out and get seen. Everything starts falling into place. I don't want to make this any longer on this one. I apologize. Just understand, y'all, it's very important to stay consistent because of the fact that it gets acknowledged and you influence people, and people are watching you when you don't know it. Okay. Number 4, don't be afraid to try things, even things others haven't. Often God puts a thought into your mind for a reason. Try it. But listen, it's real important. But know if it doesn't work, that it's okay. You learn from it either way, and that it's valuable and makes you a better teacher as well in the process. Nothing beats taking action. Okay, so I'm in a business. I've got 400 people that have gone through. They signed up. They're not taking action. And I say, you know what? If I could get these people to go active now, and I would post and I would send out a broadcast to all my people. Look, y'all, anybody like to come in right now today? Go ahead and go active in this business. I will do blah, 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 whatever, right? I will try it. It doesn't mean it's going to work, but it was a thought that was in my mind to get some of these people as are dead horses that's sitting underneath here that ain't doing anything. Maybe they're on the edge. Maybe they needed to see this. Maybe they needed me to give a little push. And if it worked, great, I learned something. Now I got something that I can teach my downline. You see what I'm saying? Hey, look, y'all, if you've got people who's been in for 2 weeks and they ain't done anything, send this broadcast out. Here it is. Try this right here. Reword it if you need to. Try this and see if it don't work. For me, I got 8 more people to go active that same day. Period. Where did it come from? Because of those what ifs. Let me try this and see what happens. Have that thought mentality. If it ain't just that, I mean, it's for any aspects of online business. Just because you haven't seen somebody else do it doesn't mean that, it's not willing to learn. It might be one of the best things you have, y'all, is learning to think outside the box like that. Treat the business as if it's a real business. Because a lot of times, y'all, you'll do things. If we had a mom and pop store and a storefront, there's so many things you would do, but you don't do it because it is online business. And so many of y'all, you stand there with paralysis when all you gotta do is apply action and learn, and just don't quit. That's it. Nothing beats taking action. Number 5, okay, be accessible. Often, all someone wants is someone that will answer the phone, be accessible, and show them that that you are real, that you believe in your business and what you do. People don't call you because they are bored. They call you because they are on the fence. I have seen so many times when a phone call would be worth $1,000 to me, if not more. Treat phone calls as if they were $1,000 calls, because often they are. Okay, so if you notice in my Exitus Elite videos, I tell people to call me. It's down in the description, right? When I know someone's calling me, they're not calling me because they're bored. They've heard me. They watched a couple of my videos. They want to know, do I believe in my business? Am I accessible? Am I going to answer the phone? They are on the fence, y'all. These are $1,000 phone calls. And when you do talk to them, don't click over to someone else. Don't end the phone call soon. Take the time to talk to them. Tell them what you need to tell them. Answer the questions they've got to ask, and they're more than likely going to be on your team, y'all. You understand what I'm saying? It's just, you got to make yourself accessible, and a phone. If I had Exitus Elite YouTube, a link straight to Exitus Elite and nothing else. If I didn't have nothing else, and my phone, that's all I need. I can make. There's no doubt in my mind. I could tote the load. I could pay the groceries. I could pay the bills, and still take vacations with nothing but those and nothing else. So I'm telling you, treat your phone calls like they're $1,000 phone calls, and it will make a big difference, y'all. People want to know that you're accessible. These things are so easy, and I don't care what any other leaders teach. These are fundamentals that should fit into anything, any avenue you have chosen to go down to get out the people. So again, doesn't matter which way you're picking. These things here are basically, I do consider Facebook or some way to connect with your people. If it isn't Facebook, that it's got to be the center point that everybody can connect with you. And my follow-up emails always had the call to action to tell people to go ahead and friend me on Facebook. I'll personally welcome you into the Facebook group, things of that nature. That is my call to actions very often. And I'd have a link down there so that people could go to that, so they can connect with me. So to me, I still think no matter what avenue you pick, and it doesn't matter which way you get out to people, just focus that one way, y'all, and master it. Blow the freaking doors off of it, and understand that people join people. So you don't hide behind a cell phone thinking you're going to get rich with nobody knowing who you are. That's not how it's going to work, y'all. People want to know that you're passionate, that you believe in your business, that you apply action, that you're a go-getter, that you won't let yourself be denied. You got those kind of qualities in you. I know most people do, but you're scared to apply action. You're scared that somebody's going to see you. You've got your hangups. I had my hangups from day one. Now, to be honest, y'all, one of the best things that I got was I learned to brand myself by YouTube and Facebook, and I didn't even know that's what I was doing. And people saw someone that was new, that was excited, and I was consistent, and I had a burn in my stomach, and that's what people saw. And I mean, it's a beautiful thing, y'all. It really is. I went back years ago and looked at some of my YouTube videos, and there were so many things I ain't say I did wrong. I just didn't know. I hadn't learned yet, right? But y'all, to see somebody that's on fire, people will follow you when you believe in something. They don't even know what you're doing yet, and they will definitely follow you. It's a beautiful thing. All right, y'all. So this is going to be on this part right here. Now, I gave you where I was just talking about the 5 things, blah blah. This honestly is one of my favorite posts I have done in a long time. Um, I think it just really hit home. It was something I was thinking about this morning, so I posted it right after I posted this. You know, getting examples and stuff like that. Uh, I'm gonna read that in just a second. Here's a real simple one. And this, to me, this is one that comes from my motivational, right? People join people. If they don't know you, can't hear you, can't see you, they can't join you. Now, look at this. I've already got 8, 9, 10, and I got to sneeze. Whew. Maybe I won't. Okay. But in my kitty cat, if you don't know, she lay, she was asleep. She lays on my lap almost every video, so she stays there all the time. All right, but yeah, again, something really simple like this. When people start putting, interactive stuff like that, just go back and answer it, stuff of that nature. Um, let's see. This is me. This to me answers so many things. Where you are at life, where you are going, any problems you are facing, and looking for the solution. I was 19 years old the first time I ever heard this. Even then, it clicked with me. It's still one of my favorite sayings even today. It will be according to your belief. It's to me, it's the deepest thought of everything I've got written down inside of my motivational things. I almost always come back to this about every few months or something like that and post this, because you can't do anything that you believe you can do, or you can stop yourself from doing something because you don't believe you can do it. And it will be according to your belief. If you're financially burdened, or if you're having a problem and struggling with this and that and stuff like that. So to me, it's always been a real powerful one for me. A man without vision shall perish. Um, I actually got that from, well, I've known it for a while, but I watched a guy who did a live Facebook Live last night, and I popped up there, and it just made me think about that. This morning, a man without vision shall perish. Once again, just 2 seconds of Canva. I like to show people that I've got a little, I'm normal just like anybody else. So I did post this. So Adam and I went to Egypt over the weekend and took some of the pictures. Well, no, not really. Has a project, Ancient Egypt scrapbook. And we thought it'd be cool if we'd hang out the pictures, blah, 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 and stuff like that. So I got some, actually posted this one on my other Facebook account, Family and Friends. And I got a lot of interaction from that one. But basically, y'all, I had taken my phone. I got a background from up here, and I took pictures of me and Adam together, and actually put them in there, And this is a really good one right here. You can see the color from it kind of matched a little bit better than the other ones from outside. Just some funny stuff for his projects and stuff like that. So I did 5 of them and posted them up here, things of that nature. Here's my new sales funnel I was talking about. Here's a couple of videos I've recently posted. Things of that nature. And I am going to read this one real quick, and I might go ahead and end this video in just a second. Okay. Real leadership comes from busting your ass in the trenches, right? When I think of this, y'all, I think of Facebook, because that's where I came into the business knowing there was a billion people in Facebook. And if I learned how to get out the people and stay consistent, well, I did that, but it still took me 2 weeks of me hitting my head on the wall just like that, trying to figure out how to get leads. I was getting seen, but my lead numbers were real low. The most lead numbers I'd ever had in a day, leads, was 10 leads. But I was so excited, and I was hand holding, as I could do a video right by that by itself. Hand holding people's so I got them excited about the businesses, things like that. The problem is when you handhold, you can't grow per se. Okay, hold on. So you can't really grow per se. You can't get to thousands of people and handhold them each and every one. You see what I'm saying? It just doesn't happen that way. So I got to the point where I knew I wanted to get more leads, and so I focused at how to teach myself how to do that. And what I did was, y'all, I busted my head against the wall on Facebook until I got pissed off with it, to be honest. When I got to the point that I didn't care anymore and that I had something in me that I wanted to open up and show people and tell people, and I started posting comments or posts that meant something. You know, I'll tell them, look, y'all, I'm so excited about this business. I've only been in for, a month and a half. I'm already making good income. I'm already seeing light at the end of the tunnel, y'all. And I'd have a picture of just me and my little boy just sitting there. And I let go, y'all. And then I gave him a call to action down there. And that was it. And something magical happened. I didn't look like everybody else in the Facebook group anymore. Most of them looked like, these generic stamps of what they get out in the back office, pop it up there. This represents me and my business, and that's it. When I wrote something that was real, people related to it. They connected to me. And what happened is, overnight, I went to 36 leads in one day. Man, I came home. I hadn't got free from a job yet. I was so excited I couldn't even barely stand still that it took me 2 weeks. And the difference between me and most people is they wouldn't have done it for 2 weeks. They wouldn't have busted their head against the wall for 2 weeks. And since then, y'all, because I applied action and I didn't quit, I learned what worked for me. And that's what you got to do, y'all. You got to learn to make your own path. And you're going to have to get it by busting your butt, y'all. Those trenches to me was Facebook. That's really when I think trenches and me is Facebook. YouTube to me is just too fun. I don't know. It don't even feel like trenches. So, all right. So I'm gonna read this to you, and then I'm gonna call it a day here. Extend it because, of course, I write too much. Fact: for most of you that are struggling, it's not that you don't believe in your business; it's that you are afraid to take action. Many are too scared of that someone might see you or what they may think, friends, family, or whoever. Now, I just told y'all that's where I was. Most people have that, right? Okay, at some point. Or whoever they are, right? Change will take place when you start applying action and get over your hangups. They are your hangups, not theirs. I want you to see this. You want to know when change takes place, y'all? Change will take place when you start applying action and get over your hangups. They are your hangups, not theirs. I'm telling y'all, it's the honest truth. Many will quit even after spending thousands because they can't or won't get over their hangups. When it's all said and done, they were the ones stopping themselves. This is a choice that every leader had to make. Don't think that they didn't. Stop thinking you are, and are wrong, apologize, going to get rich hiding behind any sales funnel and no one is going to know who you are. It's not going to happen. Why? It's because people join people. You won't change. Go crawl in the trenches and don't come back up until you see things have changed. See that you are now on the right path for once. It's your path. Again, y'all, you don't have to do Facebook. You don't have to do YouTube. You got to find what's comfortable for you that's going to apply action, that you're not going to quit, that you can let go. People can connect with you, and 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 that's it. That's really it, y'all. There's not a lot to it, and be consistent. It's really all it's going to be. And once you learn, y'all, give people the answers. All you got to do is just give people the answers of what you've done. Be able to post things like this because you applied action, because you stayed in the trenches, and everything's going to start falling into place, right? See that you're now on the right path for once, your path. That's what it really means. By the time you do, you'll be so excited that you don't want to leave it. It's where the answers lie. Me and a guy named Phil were posting to Facebook. I wasn't in his business. He wasn't in mine. He'd been doing it longer than me. But I seen him consistently posting, right? He was always posting content. And I was like, I just mimicked him, but our style was different. I'd realized that me being sincerity was the answer for me. It always had been. His were different. His were just clever writings and stuff like that, right? If someone tries to do Facebook the exact same way I do, often they will fail. But if I try to do what Phil's doing, I would fail. It's kind of who you are. It's you got to bring out what works for you by you applying action and learning, by that way. I've got I've got people. I know one woman in particular. She does a better job. Her posts itself are better than my post. Yet I get better results than she would. 3 to 4 times sometimes, if not even more, times the amount of leads that are coming through that are signing up. Something magical about when you bust your butt, y'all, and you learn to make it work for you your way. And sometimes y'all, you're thinking that a leader, a leader had to learn that. And I don't know if you always get that path that they took. You can learn from them by watching the path they took, but you may not be able to go exactly down that same path. You may have to veer off to here and here and try things. And y'all, Facebook changes, YouTube changes, all sorts of things. You got to learn to go with the changes. You see what I'm saying? So all this kind of comes together. All right, y'all. I don't want to make this any longer. I know this was really long. I know I did a lot of talking. Uh, Here's another post right here. It says my 5. But y'all, you see the 5 I posted up here today, right? I want to show you one thing, y'all. Let me go to my Facebook group. I found success because the way I picked to get out to people was branding me from day one. I didn't even know it. And because of it, I found a lot of answers that others didn't. I was already excited, in between the both, things just fell into place for me. That's where answers come from. I wish everyone could have started the way I did. It doesn't make it easier, no matter who you are. The answers are the same for us all. It takes getting over hangups and applying action and sacrifice to get there. That's also where leaders are made along this same path along the way. People just need to take that path, their path, to get there for themselves. That whole thing I wrote right here, right? You know where it came from. Let me show you. You want to know where some of my stuff comes from. This is Action Taker Success Group. Here's my Facebook group, right? Down here, and this, where's it at? Well, maybe it was on my own timeline. I'm sorry. I think it was. It was the timeline, right? Okay, let me scroll down here. All right, you see this right here. Okay, you see where she put this right here? She had said something, and I took exactly what I answered right here. I found success because of the way. I copied it like that, and I came up here and I made a post. Because what I said to her was something that more people needed to see, more than likely. And what did I do? I went to my motivational. I posted this. No, I was not normal, and I did not follow any mold to get there in online business. Just old school mindset, common sense, a crap load of applying action, and God putting a burn in my belly that did not go away. That was it. 6 months later, my life had changed. October of 2014, I got an online business. I was hitting my head on the wall. I was excited. I was handholding. I did a lot of things to do anything to learn what I need to learn, right? And a lot of y'all be at that point. You're at the excitement level, right? Well, 6 months later, because I never quit, I got free from the job, May 7th of 2015. And I just told y'all, everything that I needed to know, or you need to know, to do what I just did, came from me busting my butt. And what I just told you here, these 5 things right here, right? Or I think there's 5. Yeah, 5 things right here, and getting in the trenches. And y'all, anybody who's trying to do anything different, I'm not talking about how to get out to people, which way you pick, that's fine, that's your avenue, that's great. But if you're trying to do anything else different than what I just told you, then you're going to have a hard time, you're going to fail, or eventually you're going to realize I'm right and finally get over your hangups and do what I'm telling you to do, and then things will fall into place. Now, obviously, I didn't say barely 2 words about Exitus Elite because, to be honest, what I just taught you doesn't really matter which business you're picking. It just doesn't. I got 12 more notifications right here. Y'all, to be honest, it's not hard once you learn to make a routine, a game plan. There's 5 posts a day, y'all, in my timeline and in my Facebook group. You'll be surprised if I did that every day. Now, what if I brought in other people who are listening to me and they're doing the same thing? What happens to my Facebook group? People are coming in here that are brand new. It's like, oh my gosh, look at this, y'all. This is incredible. This is the kind of people I want to be around. What's going to happen? We're going to make sales. they're going to make sales. Everybody. It's just get the ball going and don't quit. All right, y'all, I'm going to end this. I don't want to make it any longer. I hope this is something that's going to help some of y'all. I'm not planning on editing this video at all. I know it's long, but I think most everything I told you is things that need to be told in the first place. All right, y'all. So if you need anything, let me know. If you're not Exitus Elite, go ahead and sign up, y'all, or go through and check it out. Down here, I'll leave the link for this one instead. You can go through and check out all of the testimonials. You can look at Exitus Elite itself, what it's got up here for you to check out, things I've got in the videos, things of that nature. And like I said, y'all, Canva is free to use if you like to go through and make stuff like that for yourself. Make your own folder and start doing the things I just described. It's so easy, y'all. And don't expect to go make a million things in one day. Let it build up. It may take a month or 2 months, and then start saying, all right, now I'll start using this one and this one. Find stuff from other leaders. Maybe take that, write it in your own words, things of that nature, and just try what I'm doing. Well, I'm telling you, it's going to make a difference. All right, y'all. Appreciate it.